The Folkestone Pharmacy, your original hometown pharmacy for over 45 years, is located at 3885 Main Street. At Folkestone Pharmacy, we accept most major insurance coverage, including AARP, WellCare, Medicaid, Amerigroup, and many more. We also have a $1 value aisle for everyday items such as health and beauty, cleaning, and even snacks. Stop by and check us out today. Now, let's go get 'em Indians. United First Federal Credit Union has been a part of Charlton County since 2001 and has been providing great service to our members since 1943. United First now offers mobile banking and email alerts. Mobile banking lets you check your balance from your cell phone, while email alerts notifies you when a significant event happens in your account. Both are easy to set up and are free to United First members. United First helps you afford life. All accounts are federally insured by NCUA.
Babcock & Wilcox, a manufacturer of air filtration devices located in Folkestone, Georgia since 1983, is proud to support the Charlton County athletic programs and the Band of Pride. The employees of B&W wish the Indians, Maidens, Braves, and Band of Pride good luck this season.
Welcome back to the Coach Mack Show. Big weekend this past weekend. We had a Bradwell Institute come to town, took care of business Friday night. First of all, Coach, I'd like to go over some alumni, if you don't mind. We had Adam Davis and Chris Milton had a birthday Saturday and celebrated it big time. I was wondering if you had anything on those two young men, or.
Well, you know, this time of the year it's hard to keep up with everybody that's playing. Of course, last night got to watch a little bit of Champ Bailey, play against the Falcons. Everything I keep hearing about Adam Davis, we talked about Adam Davis being already a college graduate and getting to play on his that extra year to work on his masters and so forth. I understand he had another big game against North Texas. I've been able to watch just a little bit of Georgia Tech, and I know Chris Milton's been on kickoff team. But I understand he got a chance to play a little bit of defense last week also, so he's really improving, and I really look for Chris to just end up having a great career at Georgia Tech. But yeah, as far as really finding out what's going on, I haven't heard anything bad, so that's good.
There you go. There you go.
But I understand everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is really good.
Oh yeah. Well, I cheated a little bit. I checked the two teams' websites today, and Adam Davis threw 3 games. He's got 9 solo tackles, 3 assists, and 3 forced fumbles.
That's fantastic.
That's not bad.
That's really good.
Not bad. And Chris, their website, Georgia Tech's website, had them listed as at 7 solo tackles.
Yep.
To date. So congratulations to those two.
That's right.
Heck of a way for Chris to celebrate his birthday.
That's right.
All right, we'll move on to B-team action. This past Thursday night, they made up a game with the Herons that had been rained out the previous week.
That's right.
And,
it was really good to get back on the field for our young guys. It's been a long wait, a lot of practice for them. We've already played a scrimmage and 2 varsity football games, and a lot of those guys have been waiting to get their shot.
Itching.
To get their shot out there and play some football, and finally did. I think we won 14-0. Defensively, we played really well. Offensively, kind of seems like they're taking from the varsity a little bit. A lot of mistakes on the offensive side of the ball. But again, it was just great to get out there and great to play some football. Those guys really don't practice as a group during the week. They're running scout teams. Some of those guys are running on varsity special teams. But we just kind of throw them together about an hour before the game and tell them to go play some tackle football. So that worked out pretty well for us. This week they travel to Ware County. They go up there and play in the stadium at 5 o'clock. If anybody can make that, I know they'd appreciate your support.
Oh, yeah.
And I think also at the same time, 5 or 5:30, we have a softball game here at our softball field. So,
yes, sir.
So we got some. It's that time of the year. We've got a lot of things going on.
Oh, believe me.
I think the girls' softball team's actually kind of winding down, looking a little bit towards the playoffs. Football is really getting cranked up with the B team and the junior high, and of course the varsity games. After this week, we start region play, so then it really gets interesting. So there's a lot of things going on, and so encourage everybody to get out and support our kids.
Now, the Ware game, the B team, Thursday?
That's right, Thursday up there, 5 o'clock.
Thursday up there, and the maidens are here tomorrow with a makeup game, and then back again Thursday afternoon.
That's right.
And we'll be carrying both of those live. Might as well get that plug in real quick. All right. On the B team game, Coach, we carried that game. We tape delayed it. And the defense came up big in the second half. I know it seemed like the entire fourth quarter the Herons were at our end of the field, and the defense stood fast.
Yeah, defense really played well. You know, again, those kids don't get a lot of time to practice together, so the offense is going to suffer. The kicking game is going to suffer, but the defense, basically, you know, Coach Woods and Coach Harris down there running the defense at the B team level, you know, those guys pretty much just set them loose, just turn them all loose and
turn them loose, let them go.
Yeah, and that's really the reason why they had a lot of success on the defensive side of the ball. They just played relaxed and got after them. So. But again, the offense struggled a little bit. This week we'll find out a little bit more about our B team when they play a much tougher Ware County.
All right. And let's see, with that, I think we'll go into the Bradwell game next. Did you have anything up to this point with the B team that you wanted to?
No.
All right. All right. Well, Bradwell last week, Coach, we had some opportunities in the ends, in their end, scored twice.
Yep. You know, defense played great. Defense played really, really well. On defensive side of the ball, we only gave up 61 yards rushing. We gave up 74 yards passing. So that was a great effort by our defense. And our defense and special teams really set our offense up, but really the defense more than anything. We had a short field the whole night. The offense moved the football. We had 14 first downs to their only 7 first downs. So we moved the ball. It was the red zone. We were just awful. We were terrible in the red zone. We couldn't get the ball in the end zone. But we had some individuals that we thought did really well. Trey Harrington, we got Trey more involved, our quarterback more involved in the running game, and Trey ran the ball for 81 yards, an average of almost 4.5 yards a carry, and he scored the 2 touchdowns running the football. We took Tyree Savage off of defense to give him a rest so he can really focus in on carrying the football at running back. Right. And he ran the ball for 48 times for almost a 4-yard average. But then, you know, on offensive side of the ball, again, we were able to throw the ball pretty good. We threw the ball, I believe, for 26 times. We put it in the air. Curtis Nixon came up with 3 catches for 43 yards. And then Devin Jones had 2 catches, along with Scott Birchall, also had 2 catches. So we were able to, like I said, we moved the ball well. We just couldn't score, and we just were really stunk it up in the red zone. We've been working on that. We've done a few different things. Really have got to do a lot better job with that. Trey Harrington again had another great week punting the football, which is really key for us. He punted for a 37-yard average. 1 punt, he had actually 2 punts that they muffed, and we recovered, and that gave us a short field, and that set up one of our scores. So that was really good there on Trey's part. But again, what really hurt us again was the penalties. We had 8 penalties for 60 yards, and nearly all of those were on the offense.
Motion.
Yeah, and it was just, you know, you're not going to be good on offense when you keep setting yourself back. I don't know how many times we were 1st and 15 or 2nd and long. If we could stay on schedule on offense, you know, 1st and 10, you know, 2nd and 5, 3rd and very short, convert to first down, then we can be a lot better on offense.
Right, that opens up a whole lot more opportunities.
It really does, and you know, it all starts with the offensive line. Everybody on offense has to pick it up. They really do. The offense, it all starts with the offensive line. We have a little bit of age up there. They've got to really pick it up and start being more accountable, and really making a way for our offense to work.
All right. Let's see. We got I just made. You've already touched on a couple of them. I had Harrington, Savage, Mixon, Reed, and Dashers. From our point of view up top, looked like impact players.
Really were. And then, you know, the defensive side of the ball, we talked about that. That was the key to the whole game. The defensive side of the ball is what won the football game. Our best defensive player, it looks like to this point right now, is Ryan Young, number 6. Ryan led the team in tackles with 8 tackles. was really an impact player at outside linebacker. Really did a great job. We talked about taking Tyree Savage off of defense. We replaced him with a freshman, Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee went in the game, started the entire game at outside linebacker, and he did really well. Had some big plays. So we're real excited about the job Andrew did at outside linebacker, and we think that's going to help us down the road. And then our three of our, we played several defensive linemen, but three really stood out to us, and that was freshman Toby Dasher, number 65, had a big game again on the defensive line. Drake Gillis, you'll see him moving him from nose guard, sometimes all the way out the defensive end, depending on the front we're running. And, of course, Will Gowan. Now, Will Gowan's been out for 2 weeks with a foot injury. Came right back, and I was worried about his conditioning, but he played a lot. He played really, really well. And then Zach Davis, the other defensive lineman, I thought played really well. So our defensive front, our three guys in the middle played really well, and then our two outside linebackers really did a great job in that. And, of course, they forced and caused, I believe, 5 turnovers, an interception, and 4 fumbles, which you get that kind of production from your defense, you'd think you'd probably win by a larger score than 12-0. But again, our offense in the red zone was just awful. So we got to get better there.
If there was a negative in the game, that would probably be the only negative, is just the red zone. Everything else seemed to, at least from a fan's point of view, look fantastic.
It's a glaring negative without a doubt when you get down inside the 10-yard line, and, first and goal, and you come away with absolutely nothing. And we did that a few times, and we were always playing on their end of the field, couldn't come away with any points, and really that's been a real pattern for us lately. At times against Ware County, we moved the football, couldn't keep moving it, and then even against Brantley, we moved the football, and we were only able to come up with 3 scores in that game, which really I thought we should have come up with a lot more, being the way we moved the football in the middle of the field. So it's somewhere we got to get better there, and we just got to keep working at that. And hopefully we'll have that breakout offensive game where we're getting it in there a lot more.
All right, Coach. Well, with that, we're going to take a short break. And we'll come back and talk about Fitzgerald.
It'd be great.
T&T Building Supply is located about a half-mile past US 1 and the 301 split, north of Folkestone, right next to Taylor Timber Company. They have everything you need for your home improvement projects, with a wide selection of lumber, hardware, millwork, plumbing, and electrical supplies, concrete and masonry, power and hand tools, nails, and roofing supplies. They also have a large selection of mobile home hardware. T&T Building Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet. Gant Hardware and Hunting, located at 3872 Main Street, has everything you need for the outdoorsman of Charlton. Camo, tree stands, and hunting supplies, fishing equipment from rod and reels to lures and tackle. Gant has hardware supplies for that home improvement project, from mailbox numbers to electrical hardware, tools, and all the accessories. Live auctions every other Saturday by T&W Sales, starting at 7:30 p.m. Stop in and see Patty or Mark for any hardware and hunting needs. Gant Hardware and Hunting, proud sponsors of Charlton's varsity football webcast for the 2012 season.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation offers more than dependable electrical energy at a competitive price. Quality service is provided by a friendly and professional staff trained to meet your every electrical power need, whether residential, commercial, or industrial. If you have any questions or need information, call us at 1-800-262-5131. Okefenokee REMC, owned by those we serve. A proud sponsor of this year's Indian football broadcast.
All right, we're back on the Coach Mack Show. Looking ahead now to Fitzgerald, the Purple Hurricanes. I believe I saw that up there a while ago.
Yep.
And how do you anticipate them?
Well, we've played Fitzgerald 4 other times. Back in the 2005, 2006, 2007 season, and somewhere. And we played one more time, I think in 08 or 09 in the playoffs. Our overall record against Fitzgerald is 1-3, so we haven't done real well against them. They're a AA school. They have a lot of tradition. They've had a lot of great football teams over there. They had a coaching change this year, and the new head coach is Jason Strickland.
One of your guys, right?
Jason Strickland was one of my longtime assistant coaches. He went to Lamar County for a couple of years, and then had the opportunity to come back down to South Georgia, and he got the Fitzgerald job, and he's real excited about it. And he does a great job, and I know he'd be very successful at those 2 stops he's had. To this point, I believe they've been ranked very high in the state in AA. I think they've fallen a little bit. They're 2-1 right now. They started the season off with their scrimmage against a single A school, ECI, and they actually lost that scrimmage. Kind of struggled against those. Of course, ECI is very good.
Yeah.
But then they bounced right back, playing a very good AA, sometimes AAA, Jefferson County and they beat them 23-6. And then they had their huge rivalry game at home 2 weeks ago against Irwin County. Irwin County is, that's 9 miles away. That's a very big football game for them, and they won it 31-0. And then this last Saturday, they rode over to Albany to play Monroe. Monroe's a very good football team.
Yeah.
Monroe's also has beaten Wilcox, I believe.
Really?
And now they went and beat Fitzgerald in overtime, 35-28. And that was a game where Fitzgerald was actually down 21-0 for quite some time in the game, and then they kind of stormed back to tie the thing up.
They didn't roll over.
Yeah, tied it up at 28-28, and then lost it in overtime to them. They come into this season with almost their entire defense intact. They got a bunch of grown-ups over there on defense. They got a couple 300-pound defensive linemen that can really move. They're college prospects. They have a linebacker, I believe Jack Johnson's his name, number 4, who leads their team in tackles. He's a preseason All-State player. And then they have an offensive tackle, number 76, their left offensive tackle, who's a very big physical kid. He's a Division I prospect, and that's number 76, and he's preseason All-State. So they have some good players on each side of the ball. The thing they like to do on the offensive side of the ball, they're a wing tee, but they're more of a hybrid wing tee, being they don't run a lot of the more traditional things out of the wing tee formation, so to speak. They'll run a lot of sweeps. They'll run the toss sweep. They'll run the jet sweep, and then they'll kind of cross you up back with the belly option, the fullback trap, and then of course your entire the veer series, your some midline and mostly inside veer. So you really got to defend. In the passing game, you got to defend the field from goal line to goal line. With Fitzgerald, you got to really defend them from sideline to sideline because they're going to run a lot of sweeps. And then they're going to counter that back with the inside game, the fullback traps, the belly, and then the double handoff and the inside reverse, which the wing keeper prefer to the scissors play. So again, that's a lot of things for us to prepare for. The biggest thing Coach Russell, our defensive coordinator, has been trying to do these first couple of days in prepping for them is us getting aligned where we're never outflanked. And that's a big thing because they will outflank you by formation. They will get you in some bad situations. They'll use the field to their advantage, but then also come back to the boundary. So as far as defending these guys, it's very tough. You almost wish you had you almost wish you had 14 or 15 guys out there so you could cover everything.
Sounds like it.
But as soon as you start defending the sweep game a lot on the perimeter, then they really come back and work the fullback against you, and then vice versa. You come inside to stop the fullback game or the veer, then they come right back out and work the jet sweeps and the toss sweeps. And again, they don't throw the ball a lot, but they do throw it well when they do throw it. And of course, a little bit like Georgia Tech, it's one of those situations where you're thinking run, you're trying to stop the run. Next thing you know, they come up with a big pass play and kind of catch you there. Defensively, when Jason was with us is when we really installed the 3-5, and he was a big part of the installation of that and our transition from kind of the 4-4 and 4-3 over to the 3-5 and 3-4 defense. And so Jason's really taken that on with him to Lamar, now to Fitzgerald. So we have an idea what some of the things we're going to face as far as alignment. It's not so much the X's and O's, it's their Jimmys and Joes, we always say. It's their players that really concern us, not so much their alignment. But again, they have 10 starters returned on defense, a lot of really good, fast, physical football players over there. Special teams, a lot of the things that we do on special teams, they also do the same kind of fakes, the same kind of alignments. the same philosophy and so forth. They're just doing a little bit better right now than we are. So it's going to be a good football game. I hope we can make it a good football game. Some of the same things I told the kids with Ware County and Bradwell, I'm saying this week, let's go out and compete.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Let's go out and compete. No point in time do we have time to be quitting. There's enough time for that later on. We're not going to quit. We're going to play as hard as we can 48 minutes and make some positive plays, play the play we have at hand, and just try to really go out and compete and make football plays. And if we can do that, hopefully we can be around the fourth quarter still playing football. This is a very good football team we're playing. Yeah. And, again, they're AA. It's another step up in competition. Not only that, but they're also they're a team that in preseason was talked about as possibly being a team that can play for the state championship in AA. That's how good they are. So I know we'll have a lot of people head over there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I got some directions I'll give you. You might put it on your website or something. But
we sure will. Can we do that?
MapQuest says that it's a little over 2 hours, about 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's 112 miles. So it's for us, that's not really that far to drive. We're used to driving around this part of the state.
I'm telling you, we drive everywhere around.
So hopefully we'll have a big crowd over there and support our kids, support our cheerleaders, and support our band and everything, and really show up and be represented. So we look forward to going over there and playing.
Oh yeah. So the way you talked about the two defenses, are you anticipating a low-scoring game hanging around toward the end, or do you think it'll be a?
Well, I hope it's a. I hope we're there at the end. Low scoring or not low scoring. I mean,
obviously.
I know we'd like for it to be low scoring on their end and high scoring on our end, but hopefully we're around at the end. And our defense had a tough challenge against Ware. Yeah. To be honest with you, we didn't do real well there. Last week we came up really big on defense. The 2 games before that against Brantley, really big on defense, and then the time before that against Pierce, we did not come up very good on defense. So this is a big challenge. I told our defense, if you want to be considered a good defense, you've got to put together performances back-to-back weeks. You can't have a great week one week and then turn around and just give up yards and touchdowns the following week. Offense, we're continuing trying to build. We've actually taken our play sheet and we've eliminated some of our offense to zero in on the things I think we can do well, the things that our athletes let us do well. And hopefully we can see some improvement on that side of the ball. It may not be glaring improvements simply because of the type of defense we're going against. Mm-hmm. But yet on film, when the coaches evaluate it come Saturday and Sunday, I think that we really want to see some improvements. We want to see some certain individuals play better, guys that we've been waiting to step up, really step up, especially on the offensive line.
The way you described the way they just do everything out of that wing tee.
Really do.
It sounds like our defense is really – you have to stretch it out, but stay disciplined and stay home at the same time. Exactly.
I mean, they do run option, but even the non-option plays, you still have to play responsibility defense. Mm-hmm. If you see what I mean. You've got to read your keys right. You've got to identify formations, and we got to make sure we're never outflanked or out of position to stop. Number one, we have to stop the fullback on everything, but yet their types of motions they run a flat motion, they run a step motion, we call it, a deeper motion, and there's certain plays off of that we've got to be able to recognize. Plus, then you got to be able to recognize off the belly and off the hand sweep and different kinds of sweeps. They also have the counter, the back of the inside counter that we also have to prepare for. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough week for us to get a line, but so far I really feel like our kids are getting it. I really don't see a lot of confusion. I think they understand what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep everything short and simple, and so they understand. We don't want them to have to do a lot of thinking, but yet we still have to make sure we're aligned right and we have the proper adjustments and the proper keys. Then after that, we really want our kids just to turn it loose and play as fast as they can.
Just play hard and go, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, Coach, I think that'll do it. Did you want to discuss the playoff points? Well, we had a point there where we weren't worried about that yet?
Last week we did earn 18 playoff points. But if you find on a website how many points we have, it won't reflect that yet. Okay. Because there's they divide. Somehow they divide. You play 10 games. There's some sort of formula that actually those points will start showing up as the year goes along. I don't understand this completely.
That's what Glenn said last week.
Exactly.
On Sports Weekly.
I think what you're going to see is they use either a multiplier of 10 because there's 10 games, or divided by 10. I don't know which, but you have points. Anyway, we're 5th overall right now. We're 5th overall, which means we're high up, and I know we have points to come because they didn't give us all the 18 points we earned Friday, but eventually those 18 points will appear, and so forth. So again, we'll make sure they're there. We'll find somebody, maybe Miss Hewling down the hall teaching math, and maybe we might have to go to her and have her explain. Maybe she might have to be a guest on one of our shows sometime to explain this to us. But anyway, it's higher level math. It's a lot more math than a lot of us South Georgia coaches can figure out. But at the end of the year, I better believe it. We're going to have it figured out, and we're going to know where we stand by the end of the year.
If we win out, we don't have to worry about it.
That's right. We just go ahead and win every region game. We don't have to worry about it.
We won't have to worry about it. We'll leave the calculating to Clinch and Wilcox.
That's right. Exactly.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this edition of almost said Charlton Sports Weekly, the Coach Mack Show. We'll see y'all next week. Good luck Friday night, and y'all travel. We'll put the directions to the ballpark up there on the website. So if you're not sure where to go, check out charltonsportsnet.com. Front page, Chris. Front page will be the directions to Fitzgerald.
Very good.
Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next week.